Today is Monday, May 31st, and this is Eunoia, spoken by Elswyth. So my May has finally wrapped, and we are on to a summer of fun. We deserve it, don't we? I know, it's not summer everywhere, but we're playing in my reality here. You'll notice I'm gonna have a bit more routine for our production schedule for Spoken by Elswyth, including those oh-so-fun PC and HW cards on the website and Twitter. But before I get into what else is coming up, let me first thank my useful one for sending me a 1-year anniversary present. The necklace is gorgeous, and it is the perfect piece to wear for summertime. And it is a gorgeous summer out there right now. What a perfect bank holiday. So let's see what else we got here. CD, among others, is enamored with his experiences as Margaret, the lady's maid. I've had lots of fun comments addressed to Lady Elswyth, but CD writes, I have a question, Lady Elswyth, and I apologize for the question in advance. Clearly, I've missed something that I should already know. During this introduction session, I heard 3 snaps or snap-like sounds. What are these sounds? Was I to have listened to another trigger setting session first? Again, I apologize, Lady Elswyth, for my clumsiness in this regard. So, the answer is, the trigger can be found in the shop. It's probably also on Patreon or floating about on YouTube somewhere. If I remember, I'll put a link to it in the show notes for this Eunoia. The trigger is going deeper faster. It's used in the Ladies' Maid session. And the trigger setting for that, that's right, the trigger setting for that. It can actually be found in the beginner's bundle. It's available as a free download in the shop. It also has a safe word session, kind of generic-ish one. It's not the one related to the shared headspace. And an invitation to follow me to the mirrored room. And then we have this note from TM. TM is a nickname, not his actual initials. TM wants me to give permission to those whose surname begins with a letter in the latter half of the alphabet. And the email that I received? It's a delightful dose of begging, groveling, and he does sound rather desperate. Okay, so, what do you think? That's not a bad way to have a permissive circumstance, is it? So one of the changes that I do have coming up is I want to have a few more off-the-cuff sessions. This is more of a unfiltered, a raw style of hypnosis. It's basically what you'd get if you came to my office and plopped yourself on my sofa. Or if you came to my office and you stylishly reclined there. The whole paint me like one of your French ladies pose. In any regard. In any regard, these sessions will always be for patrons. They're going to be password protected or on the Patreon website or whatnot. And in them, you may hear things like the paper move, or a neighbor's door close, city living in shared walls, right? But all of it is geared towards me just ad-libbing a session time with you. Because these will be for the experienced Happy Harem, they'll have quicker inductions and a shorter session length time. They'll likely not be tied into any particular story. It's just me, you, and play. Going for it. Doesn't that sound good? Does to me. But my Happy Harem does get a say. So Let me know how those go for you. If you have an idea that's not tied into any existing storyline, let me know. And it should be something we should fit into like 25-30 minutes. Okay, let's see what else we have. Oh, our Saturday session. This Saturday session, it's going to be a refresher for some of you on the topic of delaying gratification. For many others, this is going to be brand spanking new. And for those not into delaying anything, there will also be a soliloquy release. It's going to be devoted to cultivating extrasensory perception. Okay, so I've already cheated and have given you your permissive circumstance. I wonder what your homework should be. I'm going to have a think on that. And while I think on it, I'm going to demand a few more minutes of your time and focus. I want you to come with me on an outing. You can choose your favorite type of water feature, so we can be at that bit cliche but still nice beach, white sand, black sand, maybe pebbles, though they're horrible. Why would you choose that? We can be next to a stream, maybe that stream that starts from the spring and we followed it back to the source before, past the gazebo. That gazebo seen a lot of fun. Or a river rushing, dirty and brown and trying to overflow its banks, powerful, going, sweeping everything down with it. Or perhaps just a small pond. I spent part of my day yesterday next to a small pond. And at first, sitting there, watching the people, because I do love to people watch. I love seeing the different men and assigning names to them. But it doesn't take long for my attention to get drawn to the birds. Those that seem to always be solitary or pairs. Or that interesting group of 5. The pigeons, the swans, the Canadian geese, the bird I can never remember the name of. But then a bit deeper. Now granted, if you're sitting next to that rushing river, please don't put my birds there. That's not nice. But noticing the water, and not just the ripples on the water, but what's underneath. The brown, the plants. The way it gets hazier. But also noticing the more you focus, the more details pop up. Sure, on the surface you're sat next to a busy pond at the height of warm, sunny weather. People everywhere, talking, laughing, eating ice cream. But you can find that focus. You can see more. You can choose to see more. You can choose to use those details to find not only peace, but to find the present, mindfulness. Being able to train your mind to go to that place, to find those things, sharpening your mind. It may seem like it has nothing at all to do with femdom hypnosis and kink and pleasure and what we get up to, but it does. Your intelligence, your skill, your training all go together hand in hand in my shared reality. So today your homework is this. When you find yourself thinking of me, I want you to also find a detail somewhere in your surrounding that you haven't noticed before. You can do this, and then let me know. But it can't be the first thing you find, or even the third. Give it a few hours, and then tell me. And if the first letter of your last name is N-O-P or later, then you have my permission for release today. Tomorrow, check the site for your permissive circumstance and homework, and on Wednesday, we're going to do a guided short session to get you in the mood for this Saturday's release. As always, thank you for your loyalty and closeness, and for being my muse.